1. The decompression zone. You probably don't realize that the first 10 steps you take inside the store are literally wasted space. This is the decompression zone, the intentional empty space, often featuring beautiful displays like flowers or seasonal items immediately inside the entrance. It works because, psychologically, you need 10 to 15 feet to transition from the busy parking lot to the relaxed shopping state. If they put high-value items there, you won't see them. By using this space for flowers or temporary non-essential goods, they relax you and slow your pace, priming you for the real spending ahead. To beat this, use the zone to physically write out your final list item or check your budget one last time, making good use of the wasted space. In summary, the decompression zone is where the store resets your brain from buyer to browser. 2. The produce barrier. You feel healthier and more positive the moment you walk into the store, and that is their plan. The produce barrier, or fresh anchor, dictates that the vibrant, colorful fruits, vegetables, and flowers are always the first major section. This works by stimulating your senses. The bright colors, the fresh smells, and the perceived healthiness immediately put you in a positive, feel-good, and slightly extravagant mood, making you more receptive to spending and reducing your guilt when you buy junk food later. In summary, they sell you the illusion of health first so they can sell you the reality of sugar later. 3. The perimeter loop. The items you need most are separated using the ones they want you to impulse buy. This is the perimeter loop, which places high-demand, high-frequency essentials like milk, eggs, dairy, and meat at the back or along the outer walls of the store. It works because staples are guaranteed purchases, and by forcing you to traverse the entire length of the store to get them, you pass hundreds of meters of highly profitable, non-essential items, increasing the probability of an impulse purchase. In summary, if the milk is at the front, the store would lose millions in impulse buys. 4. The racetrack layout. Most supermarkets are not designed like a grid. They're designed like a closed loop. The racetrack layout is the mandatory path design that forces customers to walk through a continuous loop around all major departments. It works because maximum product exposure equals maximum purchasing opportunity. By preventing shortcutting, they ensure you see every seasonal display, every end cap, and every temptation. In summary, your shopping cart is on a guided tour of the store's highest profit items. 5. Eye level is buy level. The most expensive real estate in the entire store is the shoulder to eye height on the shelf. Eye level is buy level is the core merchandising tactic, where products placed between 4 and 5.5 feet off the ground are those that the store or the brand wants to sell most. These are the highest profit or private label goods, not necessarily the best value. It works because the human brain is lazy and naturally stops searching when it sees the first acceptable option. In summary, never trust a product that stares you directly in the face. 6. Kid-level placement. Supermarkets know children are much better at negotiation than you are. Kid-level placement strategically positions sugary cereals, toys, and brightly packaged snacks at the waist height and below, directly in the line of sight of children sitting in the shopping cart. This works because it bypasses the parent's rational defense and triggers pester power, forcing a negotiation where the child's tantrum is the leverage. In summary, the bottom shelf is where the store plants the seeds of impulse in your kids. 7. Basket sizing. The carts you push have nearly doubled in size over the last couple of decades, and it's not for your convenience. This is the basket sizing trick. Studies show that when a customer uses a double-sized cart, they tend to buy about 40% more simply because a small shopping cart feels full quickly, signaling your brain that the task is complete. But a gigantic trolley feels empty even with several items, encouraging you to keep adding until it looks reasonably full. Our brain instinctively uses the container as the measure of sufficiency. The best defense is always to choose the smallest available basket or cart, or better yet, carry your items in your arms if you only need a few things. In summary, by simply doubling the size of the shopping cart, they increase your total spend. 8. The moving target. That feeling of mild annoyance when you can't find the pasta sauce is exactly what they want. The moving target is the tactic of frequently and subtly rearranging products, sometimes every few months. This works because once your brain is used to a route, you can shop quickly and bypass temptations. When they move the pasta, they force you to slow down, explore new aisles, and expose yourself to items you hadn't planned to buy. In summary, if you never get lost, the store can never tempt you. 9. Slow music tempo. The speed of the song playing overhead is directly tied to the speed of your spending. This is slow music tempo, the tactic of playing soft, relaxed background music at a specific, reduced beat per minute. Studies show that slow music causes people to move through the aisles slowly, spend more time browsing, and subsequently purchase up to 38% more items. It works by reducing the shopper's sense of urgency, making them feel less rushed and more content to linger, and the longer you stay in the store, the more likely you are to buy things you didn't need. In summary, the beat of the music is the pace of your wallet emptying. 10. Clock suppression. You are shopping in an environment engineered to make you lose track of time. Clock suppression is the deliberate removal of clocks, windows, and other external time cues from the store's central aisles. It works because, without a sense of urgency, the shopper enters a state of flow, making them less likely to leave quickly. Studies show that after 40 minutes of continuous shopping, the rational part of the brain fatigues, leading to more impulse purchases. In summary, the enemy of impulse is the certainty of time. 11. Lighting and color bias. The red light on the meat section is a trick that makes low-quality cuts look premium. Lighting and color bias is the use of specialized colored lighting over specific product categories. For example, pink or red-tinted light over meat makes it look fresher and richer, while soft, warm lighting in the produce section highlights greens and oranges. This works because color is the first thing our primal brain registers as a sign of freshness and quality. In summary, never trust a product's color until you've taken it out of the spotlight. 12. The premium trap. The second most expensive wine on the menu always looks like the best value. The premium trap, utilizing the decoy effect, is a visual strategy where they place 3 products side by side: a very cheap option, a very expensive premium decoy, and a middle-priced option. The decoy works by making the middle option, which is the target, seem like the most reasonable and highest quality choice without the expense. In summary, a high price tag is only there to make the one next to it look cheap. 13. The left digit effect. You know $9.99 is basically $10, but your brain fundamentally disagrees. The left digit effect, or charm pricing, is the tactic of setting prices just below a round number, such as $9.99 instead of $10. This works because when reading from left to right, your brain anchors on the first digit it sees. The difference between 9 and 10 feels much larger than the difference of 1 cent. This makes the price feel closer to $9 than $10. In summary, your brain sees the 9, your wallet pays the 10. 14. The multi-buy trap. That 3 for $10 deal might save you nothing at all. The multi-buy trap involves offers like buy 2, get 1 free, or 3 for a fixed price, which is a form of bulk inducement. This works because the multi-buy suggests a special promotion and primes you to buy a larger quantity than you need. The trap is when the individual item's price is already low, making the multi-buy only a marginal or even non-existent saving, but you've been tricked into buying 3 units when you only needed 1. In summary, a good deal saves you money. A trap makes you overspend. 15. Cross-merchandising. They aren't helping you shop. They are simply doubling the size of your purchase. Cross-merchandising is the technique of placing complementary items next to each other, like putting crackers next to the cheese, barbecue sauce next to the meat counter, or a display of small dessert toppings near the pre-made cake mixes. This works by creating an immediate mental connection. You buy the main item, and your brain immediately registers the need for the adjacent item to complete the usage scenario. In summary, if you buy the chips, the store ensures you can't forget the dip. 16. The checkout gauntlet. After resisting 15 tricks, the checkout is where they finally break you. The checkout gauntlet is the final aisle leading to the register, packed with small, inexpensive impulse buys like gum, candy, magazines, and single-serving drinks. This works because you're already suffering from decision fatigue. You've spent 40 minutes making hundreds of choices, and your willpower is depleted. These small, low-risk items are easy, irrational purchases. The best defense is to keep your eyes fixed on the person in front of you or pull out your phone to read an email, deliberately disengaging from the surrounding temptation. In summary, the checkout line is the psychological ambush waiting for your tired, defenseless wallet. So there you have it. You've just walked the floor plan of a multi-billion-dollar psychological experiment. You've seen how the light, the music, and the very layout of the shelves are all designed to hijack your senses and separate you from your money. The next time you walk into a grocery store, what's the first psychological trick you'll look for?